And I'm so pleased to be a contributor here on African Diaspora News Channel. As you come in, be sure to give us a big thumbs up, and share the broadcast. Thank you so very much. Now, family, I don't know if you've heard about this amazing women's basketball star, Angel Reese. Uh, much has been made of this throughout mainstream media, where particularly, unfortunately, both white and some black men have been attacking this beautiful sister after she made a gesture to this other white player, Caitlin Clark. So just so you know, Caitlin Clark um, is a white female player, and she was considered to be one of the greats and all that in women's upcoming basketball. And throughout the year and apparently different seasons, this Caitlin Clark chick had been disrespecting other female black players. So once Angel Reese, this beautiful black player from LSU, won this national title, um, she did a gesture that was non-confrontational. It wasn't even directly in Caitlin's face, but she basically gave her a little bit of taste of her own medicine by letting her know, hey, I'm not going to allow you to disrespect the sisters. And she ended up taking, her and her team ended up taking the title. I want you to watch this clip of something that Angel Reese said.
I'm happy. I mean, all year I was critiqued about who I was. Nobody, I don't, yeah, the narrative, I don't fit the narrative. I don't fit in the box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood, I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. But when other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. So this was for the girls that look like me, that's gonna speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for the more than it was just bigger than me tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter is gonna go in a rage every time. And I mean, I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited. So I'm looking forward to celebrating in the next season.
Isn't that something? This black woman was disrespected, called all kind of names. They put dirt on her name, and she was under tremendous pressure. But in the eyes of the public, again and again and again and again and again and again, we do what we do as black women, and that is manifest and express our black girl magic, whether it's on the court, whether it's in the boardroom, whether it's in the homes, in the schools, or in media like I'm doing. Somebody black talk black to me. Under tremendous pressure. And so it's interesting. One very prominent mainstream media guy, some of you may remember who he is, former MSNBC host. And if I haven't mistaken, I believe he was also a major, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Athletic host, a sports expert. He was doing talks on it. Who, Vicky? Keith Olbermann. Keith Olbermann put out a tweet and said, called this black woman, Angel Reese, an effing idiot. Think about that. The fact that it would elicit such an ugly and diabolical response from this media, mainstream media entity, and others lets you know this is way beyond sports, baby. The article I'm reading from by Ben Moore says that Angel Reese defends gesture directed towards Caitlin Clark after LSU national title win, calls out double standard after being unapologetically her. And she's absolutely right. Throughout the season, Caitlin Clark, the white girl, was bragged about, given all types of accolades, called a queen and this, that, and the third, for showing and expressing energy when she's on the court and trying to taunt her enemies. But when the black sister did it, folks get upset and say, well, you don't do what white people do. You don't stoop to their level. What are you talking about, silly? You don't get to regulate the expressions of a sister who operates in a level of power and skilled, so skilled and expert in her craft, you don't even understand sometimes, but some of us that endure things that you may not, we understand that we're affecting things on seen and unseen planes. The average person is not living the life of their dreams. The average person is not contributing to the world in some extremely extraordinary way. Family, let's keep it real. So it's so annoying when you hear people keep telling folks over and over again to stay in your place, and so is a narcissist, and so is arrogant. What are you talking about? The only time, in my opinion, where mostly that's appropriate is when people are going down the road to destruction, affecting someone else's life, or going down a road of crime or something. If somebody is being wayward and being rebellious, and you can clearly see that they're going down a life where they're going to put their life or other people's lives in danger, then you can maybe use those phrases and words. But when you're dealing with somebody that's a world shaker, a history maker, and ascending to levels that the average person hasn't seen, and it's inspiring other folks to do the same, you better be careful what you say. How many of you all remember years ago when the great Richard Williams, Venus and Serena's father, was dogged by white mainstream media and too many parts of society? 1994, 95, somewhere in there, his daughter, Venus, a 14-year-old Venus at the time, was being questioned by a white reporter. This white reporter kept questioning her as a 14-year-old Black girl as to why she was so confident that she could beat this other tennis player. Her father interrupted the interview and checked the white reporter and told him to stop doing that. He understood that her confidence was spiritual and it had everything to do with their success. And her father in the interview referenced race because he knew that racism was involved. Her father went so far as to tell the reporter that he's trying to affect the image of a 14-year-old girl. Be careful that you don't project your insecurities onto other people, knowingly and unknowingly trying to keep them small. Sometimes people don't give other folks compliments because you can see them growing in power, and then some of you say to yourself, I don't want so-and-so to get too big in the head. Do you know that when you try to limit other people, spirit will restrict your opportunities? Be careful that you are not projecting your own jealousy and competition onto other people, your own limitations. We don't have enough of the world that's doing the extraordinary. We need more people to know who they are and have the nerve to manifest it. Shout out to our sister, Angel Reese, and keep your mouth off of our sister. Somebody put in the chat, #uncheckable. My name is Vicky Dillard. Thank you so much for tuning into the Vicky Show right here on African Diaspora News Channel. Make sure you give us a big thumbs up, share the broadcast, and be sure to check out my website and my yummy products and services at VickyPlanet.com. The link should be below. I can't wait to see you again.